हमारे इस काम को और लोगों तक फैलाने के लिए आप सिर्फ नीचे दिए गए सब्सक्राइब बटन को दबाएं। वीडियो को ज़रूर लाइक करें। आपके एक लाइक और सब्सक्राइब से आज की ये वीडियो और हमारा पूरा चैनल नए लोगों तक जाएगा, जिससे उन्हें सच्चाई और सही जानकारी मिलेगी। धन्यवाद।
The debate tonight, national spokesperson of the BJP, Shehzad Poonawalla, joining the debate tonight. Anand Ranganathan also with me this evening. Advocate Nikhil Jain, political analyst, supports the Congress party. Joining the debate, Ghanshyam Tiwari, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, also on the debate. Anmol Panwar, national spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Tausif Ahmed Khan, political analyst, supports the Trinamool Congress, joining the debate tonight. And Advocate Nikhil Jain, my first question goes back to you. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has had a lot of issues with the Maharashtra elections, and they continue to worry him 7 months down the line. I want to ask you, is it true that it is the Bihar elections where the Congress party, either a very small alliance partner in the Mahagathbandhan, is worried about the outcome of those elections, that he's still stuck in the Maharashtra elections? Because the Election Commission time and again has given the details of every question raised by Rahul Gandhi. 12th of June, they've even written to him कि भाई आ जाओ, let's discuss whatever is the problem. You can come, sit. The entire Election Commission will sit with you and provide you answers if the ones that have been given to you so far are not really satisfactory. Not only that, there has been a window for the Congress party to approach the courts to challenge any of those seats where it feels the electoral rolls have not done justice to the Congress party. Why is the Congress party not putting the money where its mouth is and just raising doubts like it always does?
Navika, I hope I get at least as much time to answer the long essay question that you've asked me, as much time as you've spent asking the question. First of all, this is ridiculous for us to be talking about.
The essay question is only in keeping with the number of times Rahul Gandhi has raised it. Pardon me, but Rahul Gandhi ने 100 बार उठाया है, तो I'm trying to include all of his concerns in one question.
Very well, we already heard that in the package. Now can I please respond to the questions that have been faced? First of all, I think it's absolutely ridiculous for us to be talking about how the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha should face consequences for asking questions of the Election Commission of India. By the way, the same questions which have been posed by former Supreme Court judges, former Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi, former Election Commissioner Ashok Lavasa, and a whole range of political leaders across parties in the country. Anmol Panwar is sitting here. His leader Arvind Kejriwal pointed out some very important questions during the Delhi elections. Ghanshyam ji is sitting here. His leader Akhilesh Yadav stood on the floor of the parliament and said कि अगर 80 की 80 सीटें भी जीत जाऊंगा तब भी सवाल उठाने बंद नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि हमारे प्रोसेस में धांधली है. We have seen countless newspaper reports and other authority sources about how electoral rolls are being manipulated, how the state administration is being used to subvert voters, how the election commission is not coming out with the complete data. Rahul Gandhi has written a long op-ed in the Indian Express on the 7th of June detailing all sets of data. But what does the election commission do? Instead of replying to him publicly, first of all they raise a technical question that we are not bound to reply to anything published in a newspaper. Please write a letter to us. For heaven's sake, that is not how a democratic organization should be functioning. But even when they asked that, the Congress party sent them the letter. What is the election commission now saying? Oh, please come to us and talk with us. And now when Rahul Gandhi is going to go, if he's going to go, then they're going to say, oh, we already told him everything. He's not replying to us. Why can't they put out things in the public domain? Election Commission of India is accountable to the people of India, not just Rahul Gandhi, not just the Congress party, not just the opposition parties, but the entire citizenry of India. They have to put out things in public. And what sort of ridiculous argument is that we can't put out CCTV footage because it invades privacy? Very well, then let's not even put CCTV cameras. Why are we even putting CCTV cameras if it invades privacy to that extent? This is just laughable and ridiculous. The fact is that the Election Commission is constantly trying to run away because they know process mein dhandli hui hai. And one last point I will make, so that a very important question that you raised and would be begging your viewers also is settled. Congress leaders did file election petitions before the courts. I personally have an advocate friend of mine in Maharashtra who has filed 19 election petitions including one against the sitting Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. Indian Express had reported in it. Devendra Fadnavis had also been issued summons by the court. I don't think they are personal summons, but Devendra Fadnavis has been asked to present his stance before the court. So election petitions have been filed by Congress candidates as well as candidates of the other parties. But when you don't have the Election Commission coordinating at all, cooperating at all with the courts, even the courts can't do anything. Election Commission is supposed to be an independent umpire, not
so
a
you are
partisan
saying
assistant.
that the
But
courts
that
are
is how we
subservient to the Election Commission. You call the Election Commission a democratic body when it is actually a constitutional
Absolutely
body.
not.
You are saying why the Election Commission does not put out details when it has done so on 100 different occasions, but Anand Ranganathan is going to have a seizure, so allow me, Shehzad Poonawalla, to give him an opportunity, because he's just dying to rebut everything that Nikhil Jain has said, and I'll come to you, Shehzad. Yes, Anand Ranganathan.
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists, especially my dear friend Nikhil. But, honestly, even though this, I'm a free speech absolutist. I think the time has come for the Election Commission to sue anyone casting allegations of malpractice or malfunctioning of EVM so as to manipulate Indian electoral process. Period. There I said it. Enough is enough. Defamation using a serious allegation of malpractice and corruption comes under defamation laws, Navika, and not under free speech. For example, someone alleging that I took a bribe of $1 million isn't free speech. It is prosecutable in order to save my reputation. The same goes for Election Commission, whose reputation and its protection is paramount for instilling confidence in the Indian population. But does the EC have it in itself to sue Rahul Gandhi? That's the point. Rahul Gandhi's allegations pertaining to Maharashtra elections specifically, inexplicable increase in voter turnout, arbitrary deletion of voters, addition of 10,000 voters constituency have been already rebutted by the EC 3 times. I repeat, 3 times. The gap in voter turnout data was due to presiding officers updating turnout data after completing statutory duties. Voter turnout data in Form 17C was shared with candidates' agents. 2,779 deletions per constituency were made transparently due to deaths, relocations, or duplicate entries. All political parties' representatives were involved. The claim that the NDA won 47 of 50 seats with 50,000 voter additions was also a lie, as only 6 constituencies saw such increases. Vote mismatches were clarified as postal ballots 5,38,225 were excluded from the initial EVM vote counts, resolving the discrepancy. Now the Congress wants to revert to ballot paper. Trust me, if elections were conducted through ballot and Congress lost, they would blame the quality of the paper from Chavdi Bazaar that went into making the ballot. Unacceptable results, manipulated elections, malfunctioning and tampering of EVM, credence is given to any man's utterances after knowing his antecedents. And over the last 11 years, we have seen these claimants for what they are. Industrial scale liars and hypocrites. Navika, just 30 seconds. It has been decades and not a single allegation regarding the EVM or VVPAT has been proven true. Supreme Court itself has looked time and again at the EVM and VVPAT question and has rejected 100% VVPAT verification, remarking, quote, that there exists not a single bona fide instance where VVPAT data did not match with EVM votes. SC itself said that reintroducing paper ballot system will undo the electoral reforms, asserting that EVMs have eliminated booth capturing, reduced paper usage, solved logistical challenges. ये क्या करना चाह रहे हैं नाविका? They want to take us back to the Stone Age?
No, they will take us back to the Stone Age, but they will accept the results as they have come even in the by-polls. They won Karnataka, EVMs were fine. They won Telangana, EVMs were fine. Himachal Pradesh, EVMs were fine. They won the by-polls in Kerala, EVMs are fine. Even the Aam Aadmi Party has won a seat in Gujarat, EVMs are fine.